This is a basic demo of the SuperWiper Desktop Pro 8 SAS SATA multi-drive erase unit. We will view the settings in the first video clip. As you can see, the unit comes with 8 SAS SATA ports, 8 SAS SATA extension cables, open drives tray for 3.5-inch drives, 2.5-inch drives, enclosures, M2 and other forms factor media, many USB 3.0, 3.1 ports, some in the front and some in the back, one eSATA port in the front that can help with old IDE drives because it plugged directly to the unit motherboard, one USB 2.0 port in the front for keyboard or mice, and a 10-inch touchscreen display. For this demo, we will plug and use a USB mouse and a USB keyboard, but for a normal operation, the user does not need those devices and he or she can just use the touchscreen display. To start the unit, let's plug the unit to an AC wall outlet, then turn the power to the unit's power supply in the back of the unit. This toggle switch is used in some models and is located near the power supply fan. Then, pressing on a round push button on the side of the unit or in the back of the unit, which will boot the unit to Ubuntu OS and into the SuperWiper main screen. This SuperWiper application is the same for all the SuperWiper drive erase units, so the learning curve is very quick. The SuperWiper application is very easy to use, very efficient, and economical. Remember that the user does not need to pay a license fee per drive erase. Now, let's plug 8 WD-1TB SATA drives into the 8 SAS SATA extension cables, and let's review a few setting icons. First icon is the advanced setting gear wheel. Advanced drive setting icon. It has a few tabs. The first tab is a general tab. Here, one important setting is to sequentially detect drives, which can help the user to identify an electronic malfunction drive. Electronical defective drive can hose the system. This is a slower detection process, but it should be used if the user deals with a lot of old and bad drives. The second tab is the bad sector handling, where the user can abort or skip bad sector or skip a block of bad sectors when encountering a drive with a bad sector. For recycling centers, the user probably wants to abort the session when it encountered a bad sector and physically shred the drive. Another setting is enabling kernel messages, which will append the Ubuntu kernel messages to the session logs. But most importantly, it allows the SuperWiper application to do early termination of a session with problematic drives. The third tab is the HPA DCO. Those are a special area on the drives, applicable for SATA drives only, and it is recommended enabling the support for it, which is basically opening all the hidden areas of the drives and erasing data everywhere. The fourth tab is the slow drive setting, which is not applicable for drive erase units. Some other icons and settings. The logs icon. This is where the user can set its company info and logo on the NIST certificate and access and export the logs and NIST certified folder, access the log database. The log database is very useful. It displays the drive that has been erased and tagged the log and NIST file for it. Here, the user can export the database records to USB stick in a CSV format. This is recommended to do so once a week and then empty the database. Import all of these records into an Excel file. What's nice about it is that export the database does export all the logs and NIST certifications and create a hyperlink to each one of them from the Excel records, which helps to keep the erase info very organized. Another icon is the software update from USB, where the user can get software update zip files. He or she will unzip it into a USB 3.0 stick, then plug the stick in one of the unit's USB 3.0 ports and tap on this icon. That is a very quick and easy way to update the software. Another icon is the set the default setting set by the unit's manufacturer. Another icon is in the bottom of the screen and it looks like a gear wheel. It has some additional settings, but most importantly is the saving session history, which can be very useful. Another icon is to set the clock. And finally, another icon is to back up the current setting and load back the saved setting. Back to the main menu. Look at the second icon is the unit's info, where the user can see the unit's serial number, the unit hardware built, the OS version, the kernel version, the software version, the LSI firmware versions, and more.